Hey everybody. Well, call it serendipity, call it synchronicity, call it whatever you'd like. But anyhow, while going through some old boxes and stuff like that, and that contained some old research material, I came across this. UFO Crash and Retrievals Amassing the Evidence, Status Report 3. This is by Leonard Stringfield. He wrote this back in 1982. Now, I've had this book since about 1989 when I was in high school and actually did a research project on UFOs and that kind of thing. Who was Leonard H. Stringfield? Well, Leonard Stringfield was a UFO researcher, and he lived from 1920 to 1994. He became interested in the whole idea of UFOs after a first-person sighting while flying over Iwo Jima with the United States Air Force during World War II. Now, he attempted to forget about this encounter until other people began relating their own experiences to him. And after this, he created and was director of the organization Civilian Research Interplanetary Flying Objects, or CRIFO. He worked in cooperation with the United States Air Force and Air Force Defense Command in Columbus, Ohio from 1953 to 1957. And he was instructed to report on UFO activity in Southwest Ohio. Interestingly enough, the Air Force denied Stringfield's cooperation. Stringfield worked with the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, NICAP, and throughout 1967 and 1968, he actually served as an early warning coordinator for the University of Colorado UFO project. Later, he worked as the Director of Public Relations and board member for the UFO research organization MUFON. And he was also a regional investigator for Dr. J. Allen Hynek's Center for UFO Studies, and he also advised Sir Eric Garrity, the former Prime Minister of Grenada, in his efforts to establish a UFO research agency at the United Nations. This book was part of Stringfield's prolific writing on the topic. He wrote a book called Situation Red, the UFO Siege. He wrote Status Reports 1 through 4. He wrote several other books detailing UFO crashes and retrievals. This one that happens to be in my collection is by far my favorite. It has a lot of super valuable information as well as some relatively creepy photos towards the end of the book. But that's not all I have for you today. See, Leonard Stringfield happens to be buried at a location that I'm getting ready to drive through here in a little bit. That's where the synchronicity comes into play. So if you're interested in visiting the final resting place of UFO researcher Leonard H. Stringfield, well, let's get going. And here we are at Rest Haven Memorial Park, the final resting place of UFO researcher Leonard Stringfield. Under this unassuming tree at Rest Haven Memorial Park, just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, the final resting place of UFO researcher Leonard Stringfield. Check out this unique marking on his gravesite. Even in death, he wanted to be remembered for the famous research that he did. A unique marker for a unique man.